Hello and welcome to another episode of Tips and Ideas with L.Wallace of Midwest Landscaping, helping clients beautify their investment properties for over 20 years. My name is L.Wallace. I'm a design-build landscape contractor located in Southern California, and my channel is to help you understand landscaping tips and ideas and implement them if you care to do so, and to give you some of my experiences in the past 30 years of doing landscape construction and maintenance. So hopefully the tips and ideas that I share here on the channel will be beneficial for you, and hopefully through your comments that you will be able to share some of your experiences and success stories that you may have concerning the videos that I show, that'll spur some interest and just spur ideas that may come to your head, or stories that you'd like to share with the rest of the channel, with the Yardee Nation. Today I'm in what they call Bell, California. The city is known as Bell, California, and we have a rental property here that we're getting together. We're going to put in a proposal to change out the turf and also to put in an irrigation system. And from looking at this place, going to actually propose that we put in some new shrubs and add some drought-tolerant plant materials so we can make the curb appeal of this home look a lot better. It's on the market right now, and we're going to help it increase its value by increasing the outlook of this property. So the first thing I do when I come up to the property is kind of look at the turf and see what kind of grass it is, because we're replacing the turf. He wants to replace the turf at this home. So I come up and I kind of take a look at it and see what we're dealing with. And it looks like we're dealing with Bermuda. This is the seed head. I know the different types of grasses, and this seed head designates that this particular grass in here is hybrid Bermuda. It's an older lawn. Most of the lawns around this neighborhood looks like these lawns have been in for a long time. And so this is a hybrid Bermuda. It's pretty thin. You can kind of tell also from the way the tendrils are. It's a hybrid Bermuda, but also it's got some weeds in here. Some weed seeds have blown in. So you have some different type of grasses and weeds that have grown into this area here. And so that's all going to have to be eliminated in order to do a good job. But also from the standpoint of the selection of the type of turf I'm going to recommend that we put in here, it's going to be more Bermuda. Because in my experiences in doing a lot of landscapes over the years, if we're going to replace the lawn, it's best to replace the lawn with the same type of turf, especially if it's St. Augustine. And here's some St. Augustine here. It's growing up under here. So this stuff right here is actually St. Augustine. You can see the differences in the tendrils, and also you can see where these stolons, this is where the junction is from the standpoint of the St. Augustine. So if I was to break that off, if this was broken off here, this section here would actually start up another appendage of St. Augustine. So that's one thing about St. Augustine that is pretty prolific. It will basically travel and fill in spaces because of the rhizomes that it goes out on this tendril. It grows out on a tendril. And for turf, it's great in certain situations. It's good like in shady areas. It's a good shade grass just along for Bermuda. Also is pretty good in a shady area. St. Augustine is probably one of your better grasses if you're going to have shade, and also if you have pets. So if you have like in a parkway or something like that, or in the front yard or backyard, if you have a pet, one of your better grasses to put in your turfs is going to be St. Augustine or Bermuda, if you have that available where you're living. The reason why is because of that rhizomatous activity of the grass, it'll fill in. So if you have a urine spot here, through time the actual rhizomes will stretch out and they'll fill in the areas, as you can see here. So the turf is kind of self-repairing. But that's one thing about this turf here. But the main objective here is to measure the property, find out what type of irrigation system is existing, and it's going to need a new irrigation system. And right now you have an old galvanized system in here. So you can see this old piping here. This is old galvanized. So that's going to have to all come out. And also I suggested to the owner that he replace the irrigation, the main line to the house, because if you can notice down there, it's all rusted out. And to try to hook up an irrigation system to this is going to be pretty much a hit and miss. And depending upon how rusty those pipes are, it may be a hazard trying to hook up an irrigation system. The old system is an old galvanized system, as you can see here. And so I suggested to the owner that he do a copper repipe, so you have nice flow. Who knows what the inside of that diameter of that pipe looks like in there. Maybe all rusted out with no actual pressure going into the house. So that's going to be something that needs to be done before we can actually do an irrigation retrofit here. You see the old galvanized piping is coming over here. So this has been in for a long time. In the planter beds, we're going to suggest that we put in some drought tolerant. As you can see, the sun is coming out now. It's pretty hot in this area here. It's probably like a southwest facing area. And so I'm going to suggest that we either trim this up and see how it looks after it's trimmed up, and put in some more drought tolerant plants, put in a drip line over there, and also put it in decomposed granite. So both of these areas we want to do in decomposed granite. It'll look really nice and clean over in this area here. Maybe as you come up this area here, have some type of step up so you can walk here or also walk there, so it's not so much of a regimen. So maybe put a nice piece of flagstone there that you can walk up if necessary. Do something that'll be able to soften that edge there. The upper planter beds is pretty much the same. You have some areas where you have some brickwork that should be done or repaired. And these shrubs here, it's a possibility that we might want to take them out. It's kind of like after you clean things up, they're kind of centered pretty well. So they're centered out pretty well, but the only thing about it, they have this box here, this axis to go under the house. So we really can't put anything in the middle here. So we have to figure out something that we can do on either side, or take these out and then put plants that are more centered into this, because the center point of this planter bed is right there, right in there. And so we can't really put a plant in there to do anything from the standpoint of balancing this front of the house. So that's going to be a design element I got to figure out and go from there. Plus the dimensions of the plants, they look like they're pretty consistent, but who knows, we'll see what happens here. But designing in some plants to be able to take this reflective sun, and this soil is pretty sandy. So when we do the planting of the plant material, have to add in some compost to help for the water retention, running a drip up into that upper planter bed area. So we have to go underneath or go to the side, or figure out how we can get in there to get water to both sections of the planter bed. Is going to be imperative. But that's the kind of like the overview of what we see here at this job site. I noticed this other guy's pulling up here, so he may be coming up here to do a quote also, which is cool. I like the competition, but I feel that we're the best, so it's no problem there. But that's what I look at when we come up to a job site. What the soil type is, it looks like it's pretty sandy soil, so we'll keep that in consideration. I did my measurements with my Cartera. It's an automated system where we can be able to measure the outside of the perimeter of the property and get an accurate reading of how many square foot it is. And I see they dug down here to expose. See, even coming out of the main, they have like a PVC down there. So that's actually PVC, which is kind of weird. I would rather have copper. So running copper to the house is imperative. But stay tuned, and I'll let you know if we're able to win this bid in order to do the retrofit and the landscape renovation, and to put in new turf here at this property here. L.Wallace, Midwest Landscaping, tips and ideas. Be sure to follow our channel and look at the other videos that pertaining to landscaping and tips and ideas. We've got a lot of different series of different videos going on, and be sure to hit that thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up if you don't mind, please. Hit that notification bell, so next time we put out a video like this, you can put in your comments and let us know what you think. And I just thank you for being a part of the Yardee Nation. Thanks a lot. Stay tuned for more.